Yeah, welcome to Panic Butter. This is Tony. I got some great ones put together for you today. We're gonna see some from up in the skies. What's going on right now? California, is it real? What do you think? We'll see some from the past. Up north and in Oregon. They look more real, even with the older video. What do you think? Are you ready? It's time. Here we go. First up.
Daddy!
What?
There's somebody in the window. Keep window.
No, there's not.
We heard a ticking clock.
Don't go nowhere. Stay right here.
What in the heck? Gotta be there somewhere. Oh, just creepy right at the beginning. Wow, what do you think? Was that real or was that somebody standing outside the window? Kind of up for grabs. Let's see what's up next. Look at the sun.
So I'm sure we all seen this reflection on our phones or cameras when we face it at the sun. All right. So this video was 5 years ago. My buddy, did when he launched a weather balloon up in the Stratosphere. This weekend I went to go visit him because he was gonna do it again. He said so. He told me to come through, so I came through. And look what we got when we got back the camera. Look at the sun. Remember the sun, right? That last clip, how it looked? Look at it now. Check this bad boy out. What are those? All around that sun, right? I'm going to show you guys the reflection because you guys are probably going to be like, oh, it's a reflection from the lens. Yeah, shut up. But check this out. Hear me out. All right, I think it's coming up. Where did I, mark it where I can see it? Damn. Oh, and it's in slow motion because the weather balloon was going crazy spinning. It was mad windy. So right here, this is the reflection. All right, that's the reflection. Right here, it looks like it's attached, literally attached to the sun. Like, talk about blocking the sun. That shit looks legit like it's blocking the sun. Am I right or wrong? Like, they upgraded their fucking sun simulator. So I remember seeing that shit on my other reflection. But look at this pattern, right? Looks like that tube thing. Oh shit, the next clip, y'all gonna trip out. So check this out. I'm pretty sure once you guys see this, you guys can be convinced that is a sun simulator. So, look at that little thing I circled, right? Kind of looks like a satellite. Now check this. Oh my God. Look at that. Look at that pattern from NASA, right? And look at that, what I circled. What the fuck? That's the same exact thing. That is the sun simulator. They either upgraded it on April 8th and literally, hugging the shit out of that sun. Like, is it good for it? Probably not. How do they do it? I don't know, but I know they did it on April 8th. That's the only way I can fucking think how they did that without us noticing, right? They had to do it on April 8th. That's the whole fucking commotion going on. God damn, dude, that's fucking legit. I think me and my friend really got a video of this sun simulator. I mean, even the sun looks different. It's not even like what it was 5 years ago. That is nuts. What do you guys think? Do you think we caught the real sun simulator and you think it's attached to the sun? Because that looks fucking dangerous. I hope that shit doesn't blow up. I don't know how they did that. Fucking, that pisses me off. Anyways, leave a comment down below.
Might be a stretch. Or it's an incredible discovery. One of the two, though. What do you think? Up next, super scary. Claustrophobic.
Are you going, Jacob? Oh, we just bailed. You're good. All right. Get into it. Dude, this is awesome.
They've gone further on the maps, like way further. Deeper? Like 100 and 200 feet further.
There is a rope here, man.
Yeah, so that's the sump.
Go upstairs. That's how you're supposed to do it, man.
Really? Is that make it easier?
Yeah. Oh. I don't like it. Feel a rope on my foot. Oh. So much water in my ears. Good job. Yeah, no one here. Are you gonna pick them? Oh, you just did. You're good. You're good. Oh my God! I'm coming out. All right, you're back down. You okay? Oh, you look like the garbage guy. You shoved me over in the morning. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. You got panic mode.
I'll pass on it. I'll pass. What about you? You gonna get down there and do the creepy? Be creeping around underground? Claustrophobic?
The following two videos are from a young girl named Bella. She was home alone for over 4 hours when something weird, something terrifying happened to her. What sounded like her mother at her bedroom door, begging to be let in. But the thing is, even though it was her mother's voice, her mother has never spoken to her like that, and she's home alone. There shouldn't be anybody there. Take a look at these videos and tell me what you think.
Yeah, that's the super scary going on there. And at nighttime nonetheless. What do you think? Creeps me out. If it's real, of course. Here we go. Oh yeah, you know that was some serious pain right there. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Didn't look good. Let's go outside.
Last night, Southern California witnessed an extraordinary mass UFO sighting. Hundreds of people in Palmdale and Lancaster reported seeing multiple unidentified flying objects, causing widespread amazement and unease. At around 9:30 p.m., residents observed 6 strange objects moving in unison. Witnesses described these UFOs as giving off an odd glow and moving in ways that seem impossible, stopping suddenly in midair, changing direction in an instant, and flying in erratic patterns at incredible speeds. Local police are inundated with reports. Air traffic controllers state there were no scheduled flights in the area when this happened. So far, the military has not commented on the incident. As morning arrives, many questions remain unanswered. What exactly were these objects? Why did they appear? Will they come back? Keep watching Above the Norm News for more on this remarkable event.
Yeah, what do you think's going on there? It's happening right now. We got a few of them from a few different people. We'll see them. They're coming up. But here we go.
Bro, what the fuck? What? Why isn't my phone focusing? What is happening right now? Where is it going? It's landing. That.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What is happening? You guys see this?
Oh my god, what the fuck is happening? What is that? What is that? Ma, you see this?
No. Holy shit!
What
What
is-
the hell is that?
What is happening? You guys see this? Oh my god, what the fuck is happening? What is that? What is that?
That's pretty strange. It's going on right now, though. Is it real or is it the project? You know the one. Let's look at some more.
Reached out to the station with images and video of the ominous looking ring floating in the sky. The messages started coming in shortly after 11 a.m. on Tuesday. One wavy viewer sent in a video when he was working in the vicinity of Eastern State Hospital in Williamsburg. Another wavy viewer was in the area of Old Moortown Road. He stopped to snap some photos. We discovered news articles and social media posts describing other similar sightings. Reports said a fire or some type of explosion could have caused the ring. We did reach out to the James City County Fire Department to see if there were any reports of fires or explosions at the time. The fire chief had not heard of any. If you know what caused the black ring or have any pictures or video to add to our coverage, please let us know on wavy.com.
Yeah, those are pretty strange, huh? They're happening in a couple different locations around the earth, and nobody knows what it is. Do you? I don't. Up next.
Breaking news, we finally have good videos coming out of the UFOs from Palmdale, California last night, where you see dozens. There was about 60 orbs over someone's house.
All right.
And I can't even tell you what I'm looking at, but there was a ton of people who called in and nothing was reported to what it was. So last night, a lot of people were seeing this in Palmdale, California, and this is another video that you see here. Now, when I was seeing videos come out, they were grainy and looked like they were reported on a microwave. Here's another one that looks like it's just drones or twinkling lights here, and a lot of people were very confused at what they were looking at into the sky, and some even thought that it was drones. But this is the video that gets me, because you can see it go to the ground. So I was sitting there thinking maybe military or drones and things of that nature, but it's, I don't know, I'm confused on that was going to the ground. What's your thoughts? Take care. God bless.
Interesting. Don't know. We'll watch another one here soon. We'll make a decision. Maybe not today. Up next, though, check this out.
Look at that. Looking down. It's not even in the same direction. Like it's floating.
Is it real?
There it is. Let me, hold on. This camera's gotta straighten itself out. Hold on. Let me do this right. All right, here we go. Here we go. And here we go. This is the moon. This is not an app. I've been waiting for you. Oh, big face in the sky. Yeah, see it? You can't see it with the naked eye unless you zoom in, and it's something about the light. Hold on.
Questionable, interesting.
There you go. Check it. Check it out. There it is. Beautiful. Scary at the same time. It's back. Look at that. Now look at that. See this? Couldn't see it at first with my naked eye because I'm trying to look at the moon and the camera at the same time. But check that out. Look at that. Looking down. It's not even in the same direction. Like it's floating. There it is. Take that to the banks. Take that to the banks. It's the face. Oh my, oh my. You better get right. Get right.
Don't know about that one. What do you think? Kind of questionable. But cool if it's real. But how cool? And if it is real, do you worry? I don't know. Let's move on.
Found 7 candidates for Dyson spheres, alien megastructures used to harness the energy from their host stars. But here's everything you need to know. Back in the 60s, Freeman Dyson suggested that if Dyson spheres were real, they would be glowing in the infrared due to waste heat emissions. So a new study just finished searching for these infrared sources across 5 million objects and found 7 that looked suspicious. There was no obvious reason as to why they were glowing, leading some people to believe that they might be Dyson spheres. If this is the case, this alien civilization would be generating millions of times more solar energy than we have access to here on Earth. And all of these sources are within 1,000 light years of us. In space terms, this means they would be our next door neighbor. But here's the catch. A recent review paper was published on the Archive that found that each one of these 7 candidates are either extremely close to or obscured by a special kind of galaxy known as a hot dust obscured galaxy, or hot dog galaxy. These galaxies are surrounded by a thick layer of dust, great at emitting infrared radiation, causing them to appear as potential Dyson sphere candidates. This doesn't completely rule out the possibility of them being Dyson spheres, but in my opinion, it's just extremely unlikely. But the search is on, and it's only so long before we find some strong evidence supporting the existence of extraterrestrial life in our universe.
I got a brain cramp from that one, didn't you? Oh yeah. Well, let it cool off a little bit while we go to the past. Back up in the air, in Oregon. Here off the flying saucer craze it did. There you go. We got another one from up in California. This is the last one. I know. Here we go.
Hold up. We cannot ignore this. Mass sightings of UFOs seen in the skies of California, Palmdale, and Lancaster, California. These same spherical UFOs, or spherical lights, were also seen in the skies of Morocco just days before their massive earthquake. These were known as earthquake lights. Earthquakes and California go hand in hand. Just days before these spherical lights were seen in the skies of California, a legendary oarfish also washed ashore in California. These oarfish are known to predict natural disasters like massive earthquakes. Seismologists are also saying that Southern California has seen more earthquakes in 2024 than in the past 20 years. Between these earthquake lights and this oarfish, I would have some caution, California.
Yeah, everybody's got a theory on it, because it's happening currently. That's it. You know. Let's go to the past, where the stuff is really creepy.
When this began to come to public light was due to the efforts of a man by the name of Paul Benowitz. Benowitz, who worked for a company called the Thunder Corporation, began in his investigations to be harassed by government agents, but also he began to get very unusual readouts on his computer. And Benowitz actually claims that he was in contact with some form of alien intelligence that was coming to him from a computer that claimed to be based inside the Dulce Archuleta Mesa. Benowitz had flown over the mesa and actually came up with a map of the various entrances for where the saucers could come and go from out of the mesa. Now, subsequent investigators have found 2 engineers who claim to have actually built the place in 1953. We interviewed 14 eyewitnesses who claimed that they went under hypnosis. These were women. A number of the women had little children as well who were also abducted along with them. But in this investigation, these 14 eyewitnesses who claimed to have been abducted claimed to have actually been inside the mesa. There's also a sort of legendary figure, a fellow who is called Thomas C. This fellow Thomas C. supposedly worked as a security guard inside the base and escaped in the late 1970s with a videotape that was 6 minutes of a security camera that basically ran back and forth over a large hall in which there were these ambionic sacks where there appeared to be actual aliens in the sacks and unusual devices on the walls. So the explanation behind this was that in 1953, supposedly some sort of deal was struck between the United States government and this particular group of aliens. We don't know which bunch. Supposedly they're from Zeta Reticuli. And that in 53 we allowed them to have certain underground bases in which they could do certain types of genetic experimentation and energy experimentation in league with the U.S. military, and that in 1953 the Dulce Mesa was put together. that in 1979, a disagreement took place between the United States government and said aliens. The Dulce base reportedly was set up to be between 7 and 12 levels. That eyewitnesses have said or stated to us that the base was approximately about 450 feet down because they were taken inside elevators when the ships would land, when they would take the people that were being abducted in the back way. Usually the ships would come down the vents and come into a large hangar area, but a number of the abductees described being taken in a back way and down an elevator and then down some stairs. That this thing was supposedly 450 feet below ground, and that it seemed to extend out with a power source at the center. When this disagreement occurred between the U.S. military and the aliens because the aliens had basically gotten farming rights to this planet in exchange for nothing more than a few Model Ts, in essence a couple of saucers that they gave us to take apart and figure out how they work and what have you. They apparently gave us the code to breaking the human genome, or the human RNA DNA structure, which then allowed us to be able to do all kinds of genetic engineering and crossbreeding human beings with animals and different types of animals, which was supposedly what was going on in concert with the Los Alamos Atomic Energy and Genetics Research Lab in Los Alamos, New Mexico. That when the disagreement occurred, the military insisted on certain types of weapons. The aliens themselves then said, no, we're not going to give you weapons, we'll give you the ships, but we're not going to give you the weapons. The military supposedly at the same time broke into a number of different underground levels, which the aliens had kept secure and to themselves and somewhat secret from their military partners. And then when they broke into these levels, they found that the levels were just strewn with bodies of either misbegotten genetic experiments or human beings that they didn't want to put back and had bled dry and thrown down into these underground levels. The U.S. military then said to the aliens, get out of our bases, get off our planet. The aliens supposedly then said, oh yeah, make us. We then sent in a Delta Force team to try to get them out. 66 Delta Force members died. The scientists supposedly were then there. Now, let me tell you, as far as what we did as far as Dulce goes. Now, we wanted to come up with abject physical proof that an alien base actually existed. Well, how exactly do you do that? We figured out a way to actually ultrasound the Dulce Mesa. We took things up to the mesa to see if we could find specifically a power source. So myself, Jim Delatoso, Joe Randazzo all went to the Dulce Archuleta Mesa. Now what we were looking for was electrical outputs, and we wanted to see how our sound or our sonic would interact with any sort of electrical outputs that were coming from inside the mesa. But the actual blocks that you're about to see are the various areas where we placed transceivers that were hooked up into 9-volt batteries that we buried into the ground that were pulsing this sonic tone. Also, Dr. Delatoso found a way to run the sound through a synthesizer by running a number of tones up and down and then recording them on DAT tape. Right here he's showing the exact area of frequency as to how far out the ultrasounds went. Right here you can see the area of dispersion of what we were zeroing in on. So this area right in through here is the area that you can see that was ultrasounded through the test. Now remember, one of the things that we were searching for is we were searching for a source of electric or electromagnetic energy and a penumbra to that electromagnetic energy as well. A lot of the contactees and abductees the abductees specifically had stated that they had witnessed a central power source inside the mesa itself. The vertical lines that you see on the side are the rock faces, but you see that big red glow right in the center? That, folks, is an atomic reactor right in the middle. This atomic reactor is approximately, once again, 450 feet down. The structure itself is about 250 feet high. The green penumbra that you're seeing that runs from either side, which could have shown literally a tunnel or some sort of causeway or railroad system that runs lower to the left. The green flat areas that you are seeing would be indicative of levels or electricity that was being wired throughout a number of levels. So we discovered, in essence, an atomic pile underneath the Dulce Archuleta Mesa that was military standard, that seemed to have levels, that seemed to have a causeway or a railroad system running through the base, exactly like everybody said.
What do you think? Super strange, super creepy, and is it real? Heard a lot about it from a lot of different people, a lot of different sources. Something for sure is going on. Here we go.
I think it's interesting, Dulce, just in general, there's been stories about that in the mesa itself there's an alien base or government base or both. They're working together, possibly the Greys and the government, and they have like these secret laboratories down there, and they do crazy weird experiments. And even way back in the day, Native Americans always spoke of like UFOs flying into the mesa, just like right into it, just like on Skinwalker Ranch or Mount Shasta, that they've heard stories of these UFOs just flying into the mountain or flying into the mesa. Just, it's like it opens up and they just go in. Very weird, unless it's like a fourth dimensional kind of thing. So physical matter doesn't really matter to their craft, or maybe there is just some kind of weird opening. I don't know. Either way, it's trippy how these stories have similarities. Again, I'm going to try and connect all this shit, stuff that is out there, but people aren't quite connecting the dots on it. But there's a lot of cow mutilations that happen around Dulce, especially in the 70s when I first started. Like, there was a lot. There was like 90 cow mutilations, plus some horse and other small animal mutilations just in that little area. Some native land and stuff. So, and since it was native land, they think there's actually probably a lot more mutilations than that, and people just weren't reporting them to the government. And then you have the Roswell UFO crash that's just south of there, and same with the Corona UFO crash that happened basically the exact same week, probably around the same time. And some people think there was like a beef between Greys and Ebens, and they're slightly different. Greys are small, almost robotical, seeming they're the ones that abduct and do these science experiments and stuff. But anything I've heard about with the Ebens seem to just want to help humans like progress consciously and just through evolution. And there's a couple stories of them actually speaking to others, like in Zimbabwe, Africa, the UFO that came down in the playground, and then the 3 Ebens came out and telepathically spoke to like 20 children about, taking care of the earth better and all this stuff. So Ebens are here to just kind of send a message and kind of watch Earth and stuff and help it progress. But then Greys, they're kind of almost more sinister. They're trying to use humans for other things.
That's interesting. That's so interesting. We got more. Yeah, part 2. Here it comes.
That's why some people think that the government made a deal with the Greys that the Greys could kind of do what they wanted genetically with humans, as long as, they got some of their technology. And that's why the government and the Greys do this whole cow mutilation thing, where they're either tampering with the beef or they're seeing what's going on with it. Like I said before, they think that, basic researchers think that has something to do with the fertilizer that some farmers use in the Midwest, the pig shit water that they spray in their fields. I think maybe that's affecting the cows and someone's taking interest in it. But anyways, there was supposedly a big beef, though, between Greys and the government, though, at one point, too. There's a story, I think his name was Phil Schneider. I forget what the dude, the insider who came out, he was a contractor in Dulce. He was helping make the secret base within, and he fell down some shaft or whatever, and there's this big battle going on underneath between Greys and these special ops dudes. And these Greys were using some kind of laser, like mind telepathic ways of like shooting. It was weird, but these dudes were getting ripped up, and he got up and he got hit by one of these lasers, and it split him open. He had a big scar and was missing a bunch of fingers and stuff. And he would go around after the special ops dude, saved him and stuff. Supposedly he would go around and speak of this. I mean, there's actual videos of this, but he'd go around and tell his story and stuff. But eventually he got offed. He got killed. Someone strangled him. They made it look like a suicide, or said that it was suicide. But with everything that he was doing and coming out about, what happened to him in Dulce, they think it was definitely a cover-up. They're just killing him. Make sure he doesn't talk much more, because I think he was starting to convince some people. So there's some also interesting stuff when it comes to like other researchers who go there. There's a couple Marine dudes that are looking into Dulce and trying to figure out what's going on, and they got stopped by like special forces dudes and unmarked vehicles and stuff when they got too close to the mesa, and got told to get turned around and stuff, all this shit. So there's something going on there. A lot of black helicopters, UFOs, all that shit all the time. Natives still report UFOs flying into the mesa. So Yeah, I just want to touch up on that quick, otherwise.
Yeah, that's a lot. Well, that's a wrap. Thanks for joining me. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. You'll be back at the beginning with me for the next one. Have a good evening.